We're back at the Coffee Corner Radio, and Betty here is about to share with us her website so that they can learn more about your product, Betty. And that website is?
So right now, yes, we have a website. We also have a Facebook.
Nice.
And you can find us. We post.
And like Portos on Facebook, of course.
We not only post pictures that we take of food, which people love, but we also welcome people's pictures. So the best pictures we ever posted, believe it or not, have come from diehard fans that are incredible, talented young kids, and we put them up, and we love that. So it's that does better than anything else.
Than you do yourself.
We are in the business of making food, making memories, and we consider our clients an extension of our family. So we work real hard to keep our prices down because we understand that our customers are families and they have a budget, and we respect that pocket more than anybody else. We sweat when my brother says we have to increase prices. We do 10 cents, 15 cents.
Sure, so it's not too
painful. And in order for us to do that, he sends all managers everywhere, and then the managers are always complaining, like, even your soda is cheaper than anybody else. But we do that because we would rather work hard.
Yes.
And have hundreds of people following us than to be a smaller shop with really high-end prices. So I just want you to know that we work real hard to give you the kind of quality that we do using the best ingredients from the world. We never skip on that, but we work real hard.
And you also have salads and a few other goodies there.
We have not only do we have a full coffee bar, we have a full lunch menu. We also have a dinner menu. And, as we are talking, we have people right now that are working in new recipes for new, more exciting salads and new dinner plates, because we understand that as the economy was not doing so well, we had a lot of people not going to the high-end restaurants and coming to us looking for more dinner. So we're working on that because they come, so we need to feed them. We have the traditional black beans, white rice,
I've
plantains.
had those.
Yes.
Those are delectable.
With the beef and the chicken and ropa vieja. But we're going to keep expanding this.
And you
because
get your ideas for new stuff comes from your audience, from your clientele?
Well, of course, you always listen to your customers. They're the ones they were telling us forever they wanted a new potato bowl. Our biggest seller is a potato bowl and the cheese rolls. Those are my mom's. The potato bowl is my mom's recipe. We had a lot of people that were vegetarians. And so we just came up with we piggy bank on the potato bowl, came up with a new potato bowl that's filled with cheese, has 4 kinds of cheeses. It has poblano peppers, jalapeno, and sweet peppers, because we also understand that there's a lot of people who like spicy food. And so we came up with that, and it's selling like no other item that we brought out. The other ones took longer. This is taking off right away because we piggy bank on the potato bowl, which is such a popular. So, you bite into it and it explodes. The cheese, it just runs down the side of your mouth. It's really super, it's a pocket of yumminess. So
I've had like those, and your fruit tarts are to die for.
She brought them too. Yeah. She brought some here too.
Oh, yay!
No, I mean the potato balls.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But not the new
Are you
ones,
hinting?
Not the cheese ones.
Are you hinting you want fruit tarts there, Misty?
No, my dinner last night was the sandwich,
which one?
lechon sandwich.
Oh, the roast pork sandwich.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yes.
my God.
Filipinos love lechon.
Yeah, because that's a pulled pork, but instead of being a barbecue sweet, it's more like a savory, so it's more like an Italian take, because it has, the mojo sauce, which is.
Well, you want to give them the phone number? Do you have the phone number on top of your head for Burbank?
Not on top of my head, but the best thing.
PortosBakery.com.
The Glendale one I know, 818-956-5996, and that's the main number that you need to call,
and
they'll connect you to the other stores.
And the website is PortosBakery.com.
Yes.
Yeah, just look it up on Google, Portos Bakery.
Yeah,
and you know what? You're going to find your locations, whatever is near you.
It's there. And again, put some of those pictures on. It's a lot of fun.
Please share on the
Share your pictures. We'll put them up, and it's very humbling to see 18-year-old kids putting better pictures in there than the professionals that we sometimes had to hire.
Right. I always say it takes a village.
Yes.
Right? We can't do things on our own. We need everyone's help.
By the way, does Portos deliver?
We deliver mostly, the deliveries that we do are mostly wedding cakes. So on any given Saturday, we'll do 45 to 6 to 7 is the most we've done in one day delivery.
Wow.
And those are wedding cakes, quinceañera cakes, birthday cakes. Some people have ordered food and cake, so it's too large of an order. I always tell them the best investment that you'll make is to have them deliver. So we deliver, as of now, only out of the Glendale one, because they're the ones that are been around longer, and that's where our wedding cake gallery is at. We decided to concentrate it there because wedding cakes are very specific. We make appointments, people will come into the gallery, and then we deliver the wedding cake to you. That's easier because my sister controls that versus having a wedding cake gallery in every store.
Now
you have to be very careful with that because she needs to keep it under her control.
Now you're in charge of community outreach. Am I correct?
Community outreach, and
let me tell you how lovely this humble woman is. I do know that every night, or at least most of the weeknights, you actually send, is it the prison or
no every
mission, a certain
every night, we 7 days a week, whenever we're open, Burbank and Glendale will give all their leftovers to the Union Mission downtown. They come in with a truck to feed the homeless. They take it to their facility, and then when I go there, they use our bread to make sandwiches, and they collect so much that they give it to smaller organizations.
Nice.
The Catholic
wonderful. Churches,
Brotherhood, different organizations. So we pass it on to other people. Downey, it's Food Help, another Christian organization that will also give it to the Catholic churches and small groups to feed the community. So we're very proud of that relationship. We've been doing it for 7 years. And I also do schools, mostly elementary schools all around, plus all the organizations that are in every city, whether it's the Alliance, the police department, the fire department.
And I know the Filipino community
the
is so
Filipino
grateful
community has a
for
bunch
all
of
the support
yeah,
you've
a bunch
given
of
them.
nonprofits, and I work with 3 or 4 of those. So once you get your head out of the sand, like I told you, once you realize that there's a world out there, because you're not working 24 hours a day, then you realize that you need to give back, and you have to move it, pass it on. Otherwise, things will dry up. You need to always take care of the people that take care of you. So I'm big on community.
That's why you're blessed.
Yes, community is the way I want to go with donations. Not big places somewhere else that I don't know, but community. People
That's
that I touch.
Betty Porto from Porto's Bakery, the bakery with a heart. We'll be right back after a few reminders here at the Coffee Corner Radio. We're back at the Coffee Corner Radio, and we'd like to thank Peter here, of course, for helping us out today. And before I introduce our next guest, who'll be speaking about food in terms of health and wellness, let me thank Abe Lagrimas Jr. once again for creating that catchy bumper music for the Coffee Corner Radio, as well as the use of his musical properties for all our other promos. Also, let me talk to you about a dear friend of mine. When purchasing a home, you always look for someone you can trust. That's why you look for someone like Paul Mirador. Paul Mirador has worked for a lot of people, and you ask me why I know? That's because he's actually helped me buy my first home. So thank you, Paul Mirador. There are more testimonials on his website at paulmirador.com for more information. Check out the Coffee Corner Radio and like us on Facebook. Now, Paul and Miss T, let me tell you, this next guest is an amazing woman. I mean, I am just so blessed that people come to me with names of, my goodness, I'm going to say accomplished women, not to devalue the men, Paul. That's
okay.
what you're here for, just to balance things out. But
behind a successful man is
is a woman.
Is
a good woman.
It's a good woman, you know. So
Well said, Paul.
all right.
Okay,
Just wanna
remember
make
that
sure I
when you
cover my-
speak to me, okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the paleo boss lady herself, Miss V. Welcome, Miss V, to the
Hello.
Coffee Corner Radio.
Thanks for having me here. I'm super psyched.
Oh, I will tell you, we are super stoked to have you. I've heard such great things, and I'm looking at you. Can't even tell that you had or have MS. Talk to them about it.
I've had MS since I am 23 years old and I'm 52, so I've lived with MS longer in my life than without. In 2001, I became legally disabled from MS, and the picture of what that looked like is I had lost bilateral use of my hands, trouble swallowing, and required full-time help.
Would you like to talk to the community of Santa Clarita about what MS is all about, for those who may not be familiar
Yes,
with?
I would love to. MS is multiple sclerosis, and it's an autoimmune disorder that basically is, in sort of layman's terms, it's a hyperimmune system. So our immune system attacks ourselves when it is sort of awoken, and anything can really cause that to happen, even just sort of change in weather. It is that hyper. Typically, it is, for most of us that have MS, they believe it's sort of a genetic predisposition that is triggered from some sort of an environmental onset.
That's what they say. It's always a combination of genes and the environment. In your case, can you actually remember or pinpoint what the cause was, at least as close as possible as you can? There's
I actually
never be an
can.
exact science. Okay.
I actually can. At the time when I became sick with multiple sclerosis, I was a respiratory therapist, and I worked at a hospital that demanded we get the hepatitis vaccine. And when I received the vaccine, the next day I woke up and started losing feeling on the left side of my body. I believe that was the trigger for my...
That must have been scary.
Oh, yeah.
From you having full function of all your organs, and all of a sudden it almost felt like paralysis one side.
Yes,
I would think.
it basically the organs fell asleep. You know, when a limb falls asleep, and it was an ascending paralysis. So it started at my foot on my left side, and it went all the way up my entire left side, which actually I had no feeling in until just about a year ago.
Now tell me, how did you come from that stage to where you are now? Because really, no sign,
Yes.
at least physically, from where I'm seated.
Which I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not going to lie, I was desperate. I had spent, I live in America, and America is a critical care nation only. They don't really know how to deal with people with disease. I depleted my life savings trying to care for myself, and was getting sicker and sicker, and was completely, absolutely desperate, fearing being homeless or institutionalized. And my physical therapist at the time had just been diagnosed with celiac, and she said, well, you're doing everything else. Why don't you start looking at food? And at that point, I started looking at food, and my world changed almost immediately.
Okay, I'm going to pretend I'm the listener that may not know anything about what you're talking about. What is celiac?
Celiac is a disorder that you have. Basically, your body cannot tolerate gluten, and gluten is found in most foods, and it is used as a filler agent for food.
Started during the wartime, you were saying.
Yes, they started using gluten in food during World War II when we were, struggling to feed. So it fills it up. It makes
It
a
was
small
used as an
amount
extender.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
And then what happened is it just continued to stay in food. And I mean, I guess there's a lot of philosophies about it. Gluten is highly addictive, and there has been research and studies that show that that is the reason why it's in food, to create sort of an addictive draw.
Which foods are maybe rich in gluten?
Typically anything that has flour in it, wheat flour, white flour, are high in gluten. Anything that has soy in it, soy is gluten.
See, everybody thinks soy is good for you.
No, soy is gluten, so it's very toxic to a lot of us.
Tofu, then, not
Yes.
as good as we think.
No, even soy sauce.
Huh.
Yes.
Soy sauce
Filipinos
also
are in
has
trouble.
MSG on it, so
Right.
Yeah.
already bad for you.
To start with, and the
High
sodium, level.
Yes.
Right.
So gluten can be found in almost every processed food that is out there. So if you're opening a box, a jar, or a can, you can pretty much assume that there's gluten in that.
Okay, so how do you get to a place where you can live a gluten-free?
You really, for me,
Life.
it's conscious awareness. Most of us live sort of an autopilot life. We get up, we go to work, we go to school, we do whatever we eat, what is advertised. Not many of us pick up boxes in a grocery store and read the ingredients before we put it in our carts.
So you grow your own food?
I do grow my own food, and I teach people how to grow their own food, because growing your own food is the most empowering tool you can give yourself, because you know where it's coming from, you
Sure.
know that it's chemical free, and you can be certain. And it's also very cost effective to grow your own food.
You see, there's people have developed these habits. I mean, growing up, and they were used to a certain food, certain way of eating and shopping, and you know, the way I look at it, the way I spend my life is like, okay, I live half of my life eating all the food that I want to eat. Now I'm going to live the rest of my life eating the food that I need to eat.
And you've started doing that,
Exactly.
Paul.
When I just started a few years ago now, right?
Right.
So,
and I've seen the
I've-
change, my friend.
Right. So yeah. So that's just a matter of changing your habits for your better.
Well, she has more to share with us, but we have to pause for a few reminders. Yes, Peter? We'll be right back after a few reminders here at the Coffee Corner Radio.